Previously on a very special Good Morning Killer Bunnies.
Thus proving the health and fan base of killer bunnies.
Kanjay bunny. Oh no!
Good morning, Killer Bunnies! We got a very special show for you today, but first, let's do some baking.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. Today we'll be making pineapple upside down cupcakes.
Alright, the word thing.
First, we'll need some pineapple slices, but since we don't have any, we'll have to head to the store. The recipe calls for 20 ounces, however, we only have 19, but that's okay, we'll use what we have around the house. Then we will need half a cup of vegetable oil. Hopefully avocado counts as a vegetable. Next, we bring in 3 eggs and 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. And let's not forget 2/3 of a cup of packed brown sugar. And you'll need maraschino cherries. So you'll take 12 of those, cut them in half for 24 pieces. And you need cake mix. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to order from Amazon. Preheat the oven at 350 degrees. Forget that your oven starts at 350, so put it back to 350. Spray the muffin pans with cooking spray. Take the pineapple slices and cut them into quarters. And then take that and set it aside. Oof, I'm going to have to clean that. So in a large mixing bowl, you'll want to add the cake mix, the oil, 3 eggs, and the pineapple juice that came with the pineapple slices. And then you'll want to beat that on slow for 30 seconds. I don't want to grab an extension cord, so you'll just have to imagine it. Then for some reason, you'll immediately want to beat it on medium for 2 minutes while scraping the bowl occasionally. And your gloop will look something like that. And in a separate bowl, you'll want to mix the melted butter with the brown sugar. And you'll want to put 1.5 teaspoons of that into each muffin tray. Then realize that didn't quite work out, but it's okay because each section still got some. Then put 2 slices of pineapple into each muffin section and a half a maraschino cherry as well. Then add 1/4 cup of batter to each section. And realize that didn't quite work out as well either, but you get what you get. Put it in the oven without hitting record while you do it for 20 minutes. And it says to loosen them with a knife. But, like, why a knife? No. Then do the flippy thingy. Wow, look how camera friendly those turned out.
How's the muffin? Good. There you have it. Back to you. Oh, thanks, me. Moving on. So I recently got it into my head that I should do an interview with Jeffrey Bellinger. So that's exactly what I did. Enjoy. Today is a very special day because we have a very special interview with...
Well, you already know me.
Well, I do, yes, but for the folks at home, today we have Jeff Bellinger.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Bellinger.
Thank you so much for doing this, Jeff.
My name is Jeffrey Bellinger.
Okay, Jeffrey Bellinger. It's my understanding that you just came back from the grocery store. What kind of shopping list do you tend to bring with you?
Traditionally, banana, Granny Smith apple, Jersey peach, kiwi, and mango.
Ah, very healthy. So what did you end up getting on this trip specifically?
A banana, a Granny Smith apple, a pineapple, an orange, and one grape.
Good for you. It's good to be eating healthy. It's like giving yourself superpowers, right? Let's move on then. There's been talk about getting a new publisher for Killer Bunnies.
This one being strategically short-sighted.
Perhaps. So what are you looking for in a new publisher then?
Untrustworthy,
531.
greedy,
Bacon.
strategically short-sighted, obnoxious, and reckless. These will have to be gotten rid of.
All right, looks like the future is bright for Killer Bunnies. Before we go, do you mind if I tell you some Star Trek jokes that I found?
I don't know what to say, but we're filming. Okay, I'll think of something.
Do you like Star Trek jokes? Awesome. How many ears does Captain Kirk have? 3. A left ear, a right ear, and a final front ear.
251. Go. 2 seconds.
Okay. Woo!
If Mr. Spock has pointed ears, what kind of ears does Mr. Scott have? Engineers. How many members of the USS Voyager crew does it take to screw in a light bulb? 7. What does a Romulan frog use for camouflage? A croaking device. Why did Worf change his hair color? It was a good day to die. We have engaged the Borg. The wedding will be on Friday.
Okay, alright.
Well, Jeffrey Bellinger, it's been an honor talking to you.
We're about to finish up.
Exactly. Let me know how it goes with that fruit.
This must be a Wawa pineapple. It sucks.
Thank you, Jeffrey Bellinger, for that fascinating interview. So like I said, this is a very special episode. In that I had asked a couple of people if they would be willing to contribute something. They said yes. So, without further ado.
Is this thing working? Is this on? Good afternoon, Killer Bunnies. Or good morning, or whatever it is where you're at. As many know, I won the Delta promotional deck. I'm sure that many people want me to open this. Not going to happen. There were only 10 of these made, and this is the only one left. So this is a very rare item. It'd be an absolute sin to open it. So that's not going to happen. But I can give a good idea of what's inside. It's probably not Lumberings all the way down. And to do that, I made another purchase. I got myself a used copy of the Delta decks. This is the starter set. And these are opened. The seal's broken, so I can open these without causing horrible Jeff curses on myself. I got all the decks as well. So that's very exciting. Now, the reason why this gives us a good hint at what's inside this Delta deck, which will never be opened, is this came with, as mentioned in the eBay listing I got, a couple promo cards. And if you notice, the backs of the cards is the same as the Delta deck. These are true Delta promos. In this case, happen to get Carrot 19 and Bunny to the Future. So that's very exciting. So again, this should never be opened. But we do have a good idea what's inside. Probably other cards from that can be found in the full Delta decks. And as always, Jeff Bless.
Did anyone else think he was a cat before now? So if you wish to contribute something, send a video to the rgcreation@gmail.com. And now, our featured product.
Today's featured product is the downloadable Kinder Bunnies pages from killerbunnies.com. So head to killerbunnies.com to download your free pages today. One of the things I noticed was these are copyright 2018 by Ultra Pro, so I expect Ultra Pro to be releasing these anytime now. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe that explains it then. Okay. So we have our colors, so let's begin. We have our featured page, the Adventure Bunny. This is the first of the pages that prints off when you print off all 35 pages. So let's grab a light pink and touch it lightly against the page. So let's perhaps have a look throughout the other pictures. What's available on... Maybe that was a little too scandalous to be showing. So let's move back to coloring then. So let us grab an orange crayon here. There's no tip. Oh, but the other side's good. Let's get to coloring. All right. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. And let's get back to it. All right. And inspiration hits once again. There we go. And there you have it, another Kinder masterpiece. Mwah! Jeff's kiss.
At least I can color inside the lines.
For those of you who may or may not know, Matthew has his own YouTube channel. On his channel, he has a series called Carrot Top Academy. I asked him if I would be able to host Carrot Top Academy on this show. He graciously replied with a yes. So, everybody, episode 1 of Carrot Top Academy.
Welcome to episode 1 of Flow's Fundamentals. This episode is focusing on the starter set of Killer Mines. There'll actually be a second episode specifically for the starter set, but every future booster will only have one episode. So this is focusing on the very primary basics of Killer Bunnies right here. So the primary goal of Killer Bunnies is to collect as many carrots as you can in search of the magic carrot, because at the end of the game, one of these carrots will be revealed to be the magic carrot based on the small card carrot deck. Whoever has that carrot is the winner, so the more carrots you have, the better chance you have at winning. You want to get the most carrots, that's your ultimate goal. Every player will start with 7 cards, and there's different types of cards. There's Run, Special, Very Special, Kabbalah, and Terrible Misfortune. The Dala, if you draw any of that, you set that down right away and draw new cards. Immediately go ahead and discard those at the start of the game. They won't do anything now. At the start of the game, your hand should be just Run, Special, and Very Special. Once you have your 7-card hand, you can set down your first 2 initial cards. This is what's called the top and bottom run cards. These cards are critical to gameplay because on your turn, you will flip over your top card. That's the card you're going to play this turn. In this case, I have a bunny. You will draw a card. You will slide the bottom card up, making room for you to set a new card. The order is play, draw, slide, set. So as you can see, you're actually planning your turns a couple of rounds in advance. So the card that I just set down will be the card that I play 2 turns from now. And the card that was previously my bottom run is now my top run. I will be playing that on my next turn. The run card I just demonstrated is an example of a bunny. Bunnies are very critical to the game. They're very easily recognized because they have, of course, the picture of bunny on the card. They're very simple. You'll notice
that there is no rectangle in the middle left, contrary to most other cards, and all the bunnies have the same text with one exception, and that is that players that have 3 bunnies in the bunny circle can play 2 cards per turn. It's not important right now, it's just keep in mind that bunnies are critical to the game because most cards require a bunny to play. This is an example of a run card that lets you choose a carrot. The reason we know this requires a bunny to play is because it has the pink rectangle right next to it. Notice the bunny did not have any rectangle. Some cards will have an empty rectangle, meaning they don't require a bunny. But quite simply, if a card has a pink rectangle, it requires a bunny in the bunny circle to be able to play. Since bunnies are required to play most cards, one of your primary goals is to attack your opponent's bunnies and to protect your own. All the bunnies form what's called the bunny circle. Some cards may refer to bunnies that are adjacent to a target, or bunnies that are 2 or 3, even 3 spaces away from a target. So say if we were looking at this blue congenial bunny here, inside the circle, the green lumbering and the orange congenial are 1 space away. That's considered adjacent. We have bunnies that are 2, and even a bunny that's 3 spaces away as well. So you can just count from both sides. If any card references bunnies that are multiple spaces away, most of them are pretty self-explanatory, so just make sure to read your cards as you're playing them. Now that we've looked at run cards, let's take a look at special card. Special cards can work exactly the same way as a run card, where I run them through and I play them as my top card, but they have another functionality that I'll demonstrate here. So right now I have the Supply Surprise Special as my top run card. What I can do is I can set it off to the side. That's called saving a special. And when you save a special, you can use it on any of your future turns, along with your normal card. Specials also allow you to play the special directly from the hand. So notice that Free Cabbage was in my hand. I can just play it directly instead of my normal run card. That's very important. When you have a special saved, you can do both the save special and your normal card. When you play a special from the hand directly, it is instead of your normal run card. I cannot, however, save a special from my hand. That is not a legal play. Finally, very specials, such as the Magic Spatula here, can be played during anyone's turn. So let's just take a look at an example here. Let's pretend an opponent played a weapon on me, and it's of course their turn since they're playing the weapon. My bunny would normally have to roll higher than 9 to survive. I don't really want that to happen, so I'm going to play my Magic Spatula card, which counteracts the weapon, discarding both of them, and that didn't cost a turn. I'll just draw a card to replace it. So those are 3 types of playable cards. Let's take a quick look at the play immediatelys again. Now that we've gone through the basics, we can talk about a little bit of these. We have Kabbalah and the Terrible Misfortunes, if you remember from a previous slide. And whenever you draw Kabbalah, just set it off to the side right away and draw a new card to replace it. Whenever you draw a Terrible Misfortune, one of your bunnies has to die. And of course, you would draw a new card to replace it. If you do not have a bunny when you draw a Terrible Misfortune, an opponent's bunny has to die, which is terribly misfortunate for them. The game will end once all of the carrots are bought from the supply. You saw I choose a carrot card before. You can also use Kabbalah to purchase carrots. At the end of the game, if you do not have a bunny, all of your carrots will go to the player with the most dollar who does have a bunny. So you need to have a bunny alive at the end. Yet another reason why it's very critical to attack your opponent's bunnies and to protect your own. The winning carrot will be revealed, and whoever has that carrot is the winner. Thanks for listening to this lecture of Flows Fundamentals. This has been the first lecture. There will be a second lecture on the starter set. I encourage you to look at that because that will review trading and other basic mechanics. So look forward to that episode, and as always, Jeff bless.
For more Carrot Top Academy content and a podcast called Bunny Banter, head over to Matthew Lane's YouTube channel, youtube.com/MahoBear8. And that's where we'll end it this morning. Thank you very much. And as always, Jeff bless.
Hey everybody. Today on the Good Morning Killer Bunnies post-credit scene, a Canadian person explains to you that he bought a microphone for the show, but didn't think to look into the settings to make sure that the microphone was selected for the sound. And of course, I do not have time to re-record everything. It's already nighttime. There is no natural light anymore. So instead, I will leave you with a commentary from local toddler about my tech skills.